My name is Calvin Swara. I'm back again to take you through some basic Linux command that you need for the VIC model. The overall of the aim of the training still remain the same, providing you with the skills and the capacity you need to be able to use the VIC model to support stream flow monitoring and focusing in both Region 1 Basic or any other basin of your choice. The specific one for this, what I'm just about to take you through is, remember when I told you that the VIC model runs on a Linux system. When we're looking at the overview of the VIC, we look at the data requirement, the model features. One of the things we stated that it's executed in a Linux system, and for you to do that, you need to understand some basic command, and therefore the essence of this particular training, the essence of this particular section. So I will organize it in a way so that you can understand what the Linux system is. Why do we go for the Linux system? And you understand something about the structures and in terms of the folders in the system. How do you specify those folders in terms of relative path and absolute path? And what are some of the useful Linux commands that you may need in this particular training? And some of the practical examples we can execute in for VIC in a virtual environment. So straight to what the Linux is, Linux, we defined as something is a Unix-like operating system. It's an operating system that is a Unix-like, and it consists of two main components. One of it is called the kernel, and the other one is called the shell. The kernel acts like the CPU. It is the core or the main program or the core component of the Unix system. It controls the memory, it controls the CPU, it controls the hardware, as well as the disks and network. So the kernel is more the core component of the Unix system. It is supported by the shell. The shell provides you that interface where the user can provide some input, and the shell will interpret your input as a command and pass it over to kernel. The shell is an operating system with various distribution. Provided a number of distributions that exist today, but there might be more than that. I've provided here. There's Mint, there's Fedora, there's Debian. Other distribution exist, but in this particular tutorial, we'll be using Ubuntu distribution that is located. I've indicated here. And the reason for why Ubuntu, because we're going to use a VirtualBox machine and it works well with the Ubuntu. Why Linux system? Because of its capacity to provide you with a way in which more than one user or many users can log into the system simultaneously and run a program, it makes it an excellent choice. And then secondly, it is credited for very excellent networking facilities as it allows different users to share the hardware. It allows allocate the executions of the CPU to a number of different tasks depending on different users. And also, it is something about the system is that it costs less, it is reliable, it is stable, as it provides you an extremely powerful to accommodate all these other users. It's upgradable to more system. The directory of the file structure is that there is a root directory, which is the mother of all the directories, and then there are subdirectories and subdirectories. So within the subdirectories, you can have other subdirectories within the system. So its file management is more of a tree, like whether you have a parent directory and then you have subdirectories within the same system. Now, the Linux system ends with a $sign. Before you execute your command with a name, you have a $sign. So after the $sign, the component it's organized in such a manner that after the $sign, I put the name of my command, and then I give space. Then I provide options. I can have option A, option B, option C. All between them there are spaces, and then I have an argument. So I have the command name, option, then an argument. That is why the Linux more consists of three parts: command, option, and argument. You need to understand something, that the space is necessary between the command, options and argument. That is key. It is very sensitive. The system is very sensitive to uppercase and lowercase. So if I have ls in uppercase, it's not the same as ls in lowercase. They're totally different. If I have cd, we simply mean chain directory. It's both the lowercase and the uppercase totally means different. And in a Linux environment, if once I've executed something in my shell and I would like to remember it, then I can use the up and down key, especially for those commands that I need to repeat over and over again. Then I can just recall them with the upper key and lower key. The exit command can be used to exit the shell of the editor. So some of the basic VIC model, that command that you need to understand before you even run the VIC in this Linux or Ubuntu distribution system, you need to understand something called PWD. PWD simply means, print current working directory. Print my current working directory. Then I have something called CD, simply means change directory. I have mkdir, print the working directory or make directory. Remove my directory, I can clear. Then the listing files, I have ls, simply means list file. They have several derivatives. ls minus space minus l will list all the file details. I have minus al will list all the details including the hidden files. So I have something called man that enables you to understand or get some help within the command that you don't know what they do, but you'll be able to provide for you for that. You need to understand again in terms of location, your file system or the directory, there is absolute path and relative path. Absolute path is the path from the root directory, while the relative path is stated with reference to your current directory. So from my current directory, I can move backward, I can move forward, I can move within the subdirectories within that directory. So provide an example there what I mean by what you call path or absolute and relative path. You can go through those on the same. So I want to we explore some of those basic Linux command and we see how they executed. So I just want you to go to your computer, start, and then just type VirtualBox, then you go to Oracle VM VirtualBox. So when you click that, then in your Windows system, you'll have something like this. I have several Ubuntu's file, but probably you'll have one, and I just go and start one of them. The key is because I would like to access the terminal, or what you call the shell, or what you call the console, or the prompt to enable me provide my input command. So this will take some few minutes, not really minutes, some few seconds to set up. This is just a warning of some reporting sort of. So Ubuntu is setting up. It will take some few minutes. I have that it's asking me to provide my password, and I'll provide my password. I believe you guys also should have some password. So if I enter that password, it takes me into now Linux operating system. This also will take some few seconds, and just a short while will be there. Okay, so I'm here in a Linux environment, and you see here I have menu. And in this particular case, because I would like us to execute some basic command in this Linux system, I'll go for a terminal. I'm looking for a terminal. I'll call it a terminal, but a prompt, a shell. I'll be using the two terms interchangeably, but essentially what I mean is the same thing. So here is the terminal that I'm looking for. If I don't have it, I can search it over here, but I can just start maybe a new terminal. And once that is set up, I indicated before that before you do your command name, there is a $sign. That $sign, a command name. So I'll start with the command of pwd. Pwd simply means print working directory. Pwd, print working directory. It tells me which directory am I in. What is my home directory? So if I say enter, it's giving me that my directory is home, and then the folder that I am in is called Servir VIC. that is the directory where I am. So the print directory, the print pwd simply means print directory. It takes me to my working directory. So it tells me something where I am. So there are other commands that I can use. For example, ls simply means list. So what the ls will do is to list me the content of this working directory. What kind of files exist in this directory? So if I write ls and then I just enter, it will tell me that within that directory I have several files. And you see the blue one are folders, while the color that are not blue are other files in other format. So ls has a lot of derivatives. I can say ls. So another thing I wanted to tell you before, when I say ls, guys, but when I say capital ls, then I enter, it doesn't understand. That's why I was telling you it is case sensitive. When you say ls in small letters, it understands. When you say ls in capital, it does not understand. So if I say ls, it understands, but ls, it does not understand. So the program ls is currently not installed, so it's something that it does not understand. It's totally different, and that's why I was telling you that the Linux system is case sensitive. So ls has a lot of derivatives. So if I say ls minus a, then it will give me more information. Even within the system, there are other files that are hidden. And if I say ls and then I say space minus al, then it gives me even more information regarding the files that are in that directory. It tells me something whether who is the owner of the files, who has the permission to read, write, the details of all these files. And also it tells me the folder where these files are located. It gives me some information on the size of each file and the date in which they were created and the file itself. So it gives me much more information, including those hidden files. Another command that we need to know is called cd. It simply means change directory, change directory. If I say cd, if I say pwd, I know my working directory. Then I list ls, list what is the directory. So cd, I would like to change directory from my current directory to one of the subdirectories. So let me talk of, I'm going to desktop or I'm going to my document. So I say cd document. So if I say cd document, which means I'm going to move from server VIC to my document. And if I use my ls command to list the content of that document and open the folder part of it, this is the mother folder, but I move from the mother folder or my own working directory into my current now working directory is now in document. And within that document, if I say ls, you see there's a dfr, which is here. There's another folder here called mount, which is also available here. It is not a folder, and that's why the color is different. Otherwise, the color of the folder is blue. I have VIC, I have another folder there, and I have Warates. So I've changed my directory. If I want to, I go one step up, then it means that I'm going back to my server VIC directory. Therefore, is the content of that. So I can use this interchangeably to desktop, and I enter and list for me what is the desktop. I have only one thing in the desktop, and you could see that if I remove the terminal, I have only one thing in my desktop. You could even see it, only one folder. And if I bring my terminal, and it's only one file, but you can also use cd to go to picture. So if I use cd and I go to picture, picture starts with the capital, so it should be able to pick. It's not picking, so I don't know why. So but you can go to any other folder that you want. For example, download cd. Oh yeah, because I need to get out of that folder. Sorry, I need to get out of that folder, and then for me to do that, I just use 2 double dot, and I get back. So if I say CD, now within that CD I have my document. I can go to download, and if I say download, I'm in download. Can you list for me what is the download? There are only one file and the test of that particular file. So the next item that I would like to you to know is called a CP command. CP command simply means copy the file and paste it. We use it to copy the file and paste it. So if I say CP, I'm in my download. I would like to pick the test1 file and copy it as another text file. So I'll say test1 file, but now I want you to call it test2. So test2. So I'm saying copy test, the test1 is a PDF, and please, there's a spacing there, then I'm telling it call it test2. So if I enter that and I list the content of my download, I have test1 and test2. I can say CP test or create. If I say create and I say this, then I call it create 5. So if I enter that and I list the content of that, you'd see that I've created something called test 5. So the CP command enables me to copy and paste. I can copy and paste in the same folder, or I can copy and paste it in a different folder. So another one is called make directory, or MKDR. MKDR, I would like to, within that folder called download, I would like to make a directory called FRT. So if I'm here, then I say use MKDR. I'm simply telling it, please make a directory for me, which is simply a folder, and in this folder I'll give it a name, and the name of that folder I call GRT. If I enter, I have a folder called GRT here. I can repeat with the key up, and I call GRT4, and the folder will be created over there. I can repeat the same, and I call it RFY, and I add, and the folder will be created there. Another command that we need to learn is called RMDR. It simply means remove. It is used to delete a directory. So within the folder, I want to delete the directory that I've created, RYT or RTY. If I enter, I've deleted it. I can also do the same for GRT4. If I delete, it disappears. I can also use the up key, and in this particular case, I now just use GRT, and I've deleted all the folder. It no longer exists. So if I this is the content, you can't see it here anymore. So those are some of the basic commands that I wanted you to learn. I can use clear command to clear. I can use history command to know what I've done before. Like if I just write history, and I enter, it will tell me all those that I've done, all the command that I've executed. I can use clear command just to clear the console, and within that I'm back. I can use CD. I can move 2 steps back to get into my then what is my working directory. I'm in my home working directory. So those are some of the commands that you need to understand. There are several commands for the Linux system. There's one called man. The man command enable me to, I want to understand how a given directory works. So if I, for example, man, a given command works, sorry. If I use man, can I know something about MKDR? What is that command? It will gives me that command, what it means. It means make directories, and then how I can use it to execute what it can help me to do within that system. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find some useful lessons that will be very useful to you in working with the VIC Linux system environment, running VIC in a Linux system environment. Others, thank you so much. See you in the next session. Thank you.